Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us. This is Sipping Tea with Nat Z. I'm Nat.
And I am Z.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Episode 4. Oh, you going to put the echo?
Echo.
Is that what we doing this evening? The echo? Okay.
You know, that type of mood, you know. How's everybody doing? How you doing, Z?
I'm good. You know, it's what's today? I don't even know. It's a day, Wednesday, yeah. I believe. So, I mean,
sure, we'll take that.
It's hump day, so middle of the week, almost done the work week. So, I mean, I can't complain.
Yes.
I would ask how you are doing, but I kind of know, and so you know,
I'm up and Adam.
Okay,
took a walk today.
That's good.
To the mailbox. You know, for our listeners, last week, unfortunately, I was ill and had to be hospital. I was rushed to the hospital and hospitalized, ICU, and now I'm out and happy to be home. And
happy to have you home.
Thank you. One of these days, one of these shows, we'll get into where all that stuff was having fun and where I got to vacation at the hospital, if you want to call it that. A little spa day, if you will.
A couple of spa days.
Right.
But it's good to see your face because
you know, nice to be seen.
I'm happy too. Yes, happy that you're back home and you're doing as well as can possibly be. So
thank you much.
That is the blessing.
Much.
So
it is. I'm happy to be sitting up in a chair today because that was a bit of a struggle last week. Whoo, talk about being thankful and blessed. Whoo, praise minute. Thank you.
Yeah.
So today's show, we are talking about love, heartbreak, and Auntie Anthems. 10 albums every Black woman should own.
Yes.
How you feel about that, Z?
I'm feeling pretty good about it. Our manager, we big time. We got
right.
We got the manager.
Got the manager.
We let the podcast get to our heads, and we got a manager. But no, our the woman that keeps us together.
Yes.
We don't know. So those of you who are listening, Natalie and I did not get together to talk about this. So I have no idea who's on her list. She has no idea who's on my list. However, our manager did tell us that there are six albums that we have to sing. So
talk about what?
So I'm curious to see what those 6 are.
Yes.
And curious to know what those other 4 could potentially be. So
definitely.
I'm excited.
All right, now go ahead.
If y'all see me, I'm doing like a
what would you call this? You give him a little shoulder. Give him a little, hit him with the shoulders.
Yeah, I'm doing a little Duvall.
Right, hit him with the shoulders. She really is, and she going side to side, y'all too.
I am. Mm-hmm. So, let's get into the tea of the day. Going to do the disclaimers, people. I'm gonna do the disclaimers. It's the lawyer in me. Sorry, but we got to do this. So again, we are not tea experts. You should speak to your doctor when drinking herbal tea, as there are potential side effects when mixed with some medications. It should not be a substitute for medication. We are not affiliated with any of these companies, nor are these endorsements. So what tea do we have on the table today, Natalie?
Well, we kind of changed it up a little bit to kind of go with the title of our episode. So we thought we'd do a little cocktail, if you will, for the aunties on deck.
I love a good cocktail.
Ooh, girl, you ain't never lied. So we talked about doing royal peach tea. So what's in that? A little bit of Crown, royal peach. I know a lot of y'all ladies like the Crown Peach. It is quite tasty.
It's my fave.
Right?
It's my fave. So
by itself, neat with a little bit of pineapple juice. But anyway, so in this drink, it's 1.5 ounces of Crown Royal Peach, some iced tea, black tea. I would suggest a great peach tea, about 6 ounces. So we boil the tea, then we chill it instead of purchasing pre-made tea, and then you kind of know what's in it. So you're getting your little drink on and still kind of holistic in your own right. If
yes,
try to be sensible.
Try
a sensible cocktail.
Try.
So then you can fill a mason jar with crushed ice, add the Crown Royal tea, peach tea, and then garnish it with some peach or a little bit of lemon, maybe some cilantro for some greenery or a bit of mint or whatever
cilantro?
Your taste are.
You could drink cilantro?
No, I wouldn't drink it. I said garnish. You don't eat garnish, do you?
I mean, is parsley a garnish?
Sometimes. I'm just saying. I know there's some drinks that I've had cilantro as a garnish. I didn't eat the cilantro. It was there for color.
I only know about some cilantro and some guacamole, which you could probably also make and have with this. I'm just saying.
I would agree. I would agree. So we picked this one because it seems like the perfect drink to revisit these albums, get nostalgic, thinking about college, where we were, what we were drinking, who we were with, enjoying all those times, and basically, looking at our joys, struggles, the relationships that we were going through, friendships, and just whatever it is, whatever class you were in, getting through finals, and overall Black girl magic.
Yes, that Black girl magic. That Black girl magic. So I've tried this actually. I've made the suggestion of buying some peach tea and actually boiling it yourself and chilling it in the refrigerator. To me, it just tastes better.
I like it. And it probably tastes fresher.
It does. You could muddle some peaches.
Oh, see, there you go. I like that.
At the bottom.
I mean, what else you got to do during Rona? Muddle some peaches.
Yeah,
muddle you some peaches for this tea. And so you have a nice little stash for this.
Yes, get a little drinky drink on,
on your porch, stoop, balcony.
Ooh, yeah, on the porch. Yes.
Yeah, that'll be lovely.
All right, well, let's sip on that and then get into some hot tea.
All right.
Woo, it's a lot to get through.
So much has been going on.
It's a lot. And you would think with Corona, people would slow down a little bit.
Of course not. Why?
No.
For what?
For what?
Slow down for what?
Basically. So first thing is Janelle Monáe. I don't know if you've seen, she's on the cover of Shape magazine.
Yes, stunning.
Stunning. One photo in the magazine is a recreation of Botticelli's painting, The Birth of Venus. And let me just say, her body is sickening. Okay?
Amazing.
Skin just flawless. Like, she's just beautiful.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous woman.
And so, if you come across that magazine, I would definitely say pick it up. She discusses self-care, identifying trauma and the effect it was having on her life, embracing the role of activist and the work she is creating as an actor. So if you run across that, definitely pick it up. I'm telling you. I mean, God, this woman is gorgeous. Beautiful, okay?
And I think it's wonderful, though, that she has been able to attain all those accolades before she decided to expose this or share this part of her.
Yes.
Not necessarily expose, that's the wrong word. To share herself in this way, because that was another article that she had always talked about, that people always were wondering, why don't you have, show your body and do this? And I think that now that she has all those accolades, and oh, by the way, her body is insane.
Yes. And that was part of why she was always, her go-to outfits were always black and white, to not distract you because that's a lot of times we do get distracted from what, and we're going to talk a little bit about that later on, but you know, she wanted people to focus on her voice and her music, which is great. And so, like you said, to be able to you know, show this side of her, I think is, you know,
yeah, it's pretty dope.
It should be applauded. It is dope. So what I'm currently watching, so I've been trying to get rid of HBO for like
See, that's why I don't
3 years.
That's why I don't watch any of the stuff that you be suggestion, because I don't have HBO anymore.
Well, I've been trying to get rid of HBO for a while now, okay? And so I was all set to cancel it after Insecure. Then they gonna come and throw I May Destroy You at me. So I started watching that, and I was like, ooh, we're getting down to the season finale. I can cancel it. Nah. Right. Then they gonna go ahead and throw this new show in the mix. It's called Lovecraft Country. And it's based on a novel of the same name by an author named Matt Ruff. Okay. It stars Journey Smollett.
Oh, really? I was wondering what she'd been up to.
Yes.
Because her other movie was like on rotation this weekend.
What movie?
Confessions of a...
Oh, no. We're not doing that. Tyler Perry.
Right. And I didn't watch... I was at the hospital, but, you know, I was saying I saw it was on, like, repeat.
That's an episode we can have in and of itself.
That it is.
Pin Perry movies, but...
Pin in that. Still love what you're doing, brother. Still love what you're doing.
You're right. So it stars Journey Smollett, Courtney B. Vance, and Jonathan Majors. And so it mixes sci-fi with 1950s Jim Crow America.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah. So
I would love something like this.
Yes. First episode in, I'm hooked. And I appreciate it because if you are, you know, a sci-fi fan, or you just, you know, well, if you're a sci-fi fan, you know that when it comes to science fiction, Black people are often left out of that genre. We're not, I mean, how many movies do you know or books have you read really outside of, I think, Octavia Butler? But, you know, in this genre, we're kind of left out of the narrative, and it's good to see us actually in the forefront. And the majority of the cast is African-American.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, it is produced, I believe, by Jordan Peele and J.J. Abrams. So,
all right.
You know,
I was about to say, it sounds like a J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
Spin.
So this is a nice little, you know, partnership. So I'm excited to see, you know, more episodes. It started off a little slow for me, but I'm telling you, the last 15 minutes, I was hooked. I was like, okay, I got to continue to see where this is going. So
I'm going to watch it during recovery.
Yes. Yes, you could do that. Yes. Okay.
Part of my self-care.
Yes. So the Sweetie Pie murder plot. So I don't know how many of you that are listening know Sweetie Pies or have seen the show on OWN, but Sweetie Pie was the backup singer dancer for Ike and Tina, I believe. And so she has a restaurant in St. Louis, Missouri, Sweetie Pies. It's a soul food restaurant. And OWN took on her show, and she had a son, and her son, you know, at the time, I think he had just come out of jail. So he was incarcerated for some years. Her other son had, you know, passed away. I believe he was killed. Her husband was killed. So, you know, she's experienced some tragedies in her family. Well, in 2016, the son that was deceased, his son actually was murdered. And the murder was unsolved until apparently yesterday, when it was brought to light that her living son, Timothy Norman, actually hired someone to kill his nephew for insurance. Yes.
Oh my, what?
Yes. So he was arrested on federal charges for conspiracy to commit murder. The criminal complaint alleges that he conspired with an exotic dancer, aka stripper, to kill his 18-year-old nephew so he could collect on life insurance policies. And I think they totaled the amount of $450,000. And apparently the authorities have enough probable cause on both Norman and the exotic dancer to charge them with the murder. Plot twist, never was able to collect the money from the insurance policies because apparently he had put some fraudulent information in his original applications to get these life insurance policies. So he's been trying to collect on them for some years, and the insurance company was like, no, nah, son. Not gonna be able to do it.
Services
Like Triple X Posse, not gonna be able to do it.
Not gonna be able to do it. What?
They didn't pay it out. So, and if you do a deep dive like I did, you'll see videos on YouTube of him actually talking about his nephew's death, which is even like he's to me is the epitome of what a sociopath is. And I mean, there was even one video I saw where he took his mother, okay, the grandmother, took her to the block, to the house where her grandson was gunned down. Like, how sick do you have to be?
Why would you do that? Why would you do something like that?
No idea. He's smiling in his mugshots. Like,
wow. Yeah, that's a sociopath.
So he's a sociopath. So I hope him and his birthing hips,
wow,
survive in prison. I doubt it, because with hips like that,
that's not happening.
He's gonna be somebody's woman. So,
wow.
Yeah, it's really sad. And she was distraught. She was literally devastated by this. And to know now that your son was the reason, that's heartbreaking and disgusting.
Oh my gosh. That's beyond disgusting. That is.
Yeah. Not good.
Goodness.
So, not to bring the mood down, but in another murder mystery, 2 men have finally been charged in the 2002 murder of Jam Master Jay.
Finally.
Yes, finally.
Wow.
I didn't realize this. Well, I guess the feds have been investigating this whole time. It's been 18 years. It didn't seem like that long.
That long?
18 years, yes. So they had plenty of leads, but those leads finally resulted in charges. So apparently what the story is that the shooting was a result of a cocaine deal that was going wrong.
Oh.
Yeah. Apparently Jam Master Jay tried to exclude the 2 men charged from a multi-kilogram, multi-state narcotics transaction.
Oh.
And yeah, months before the murder, he received 10 keys of coke on consignment from a supplier in Maryland. And I guess there was some beef between him and the other 2 gentlemen, and they got cut out of the deal. They felt some type of way about it.
Oh.
Came back, and then they killed him. And I believe from just remembering this was a theme, that this was possibly the motive in his killing, but I don't think it was ever, fully fleshed out until now. So he is, he's in, I mean, these 2 men are charged, and finally we can have some closure to this. So, yeah. So, it's sad to see just Black men gunned down like this in such a way. I mean, we just really have to do better, but another topic for another day.
Yes, it is. That is another. My goodness.
Yes.
What a shame.
It is. So I don't know how many of you are familiar with the Zoller. I sound like Medea. Hello. The Zola Twitter thread. But this was like, I don't even know. I can't remember. This was some years ago. Basically, this Black girl, she is, I would say, the pioneer of having like a Twitter thread story, if you want to call it that. Okay. So this was like 148 tweet saga. And if you came across this thread, it was a tale of a stripper who befriended a woman. So the narrator is Black. The woman she befriended was white. Okay. She befriended her at a Hooters. And then this friendship turned into a wild ride of stripping, prostitution, sex trafficking, and murder. And it is one of, I would call this a ghetto classic. I mean, this is a very interesting tale. And the reason why I'm bringing it up is because they're making it into a movie. So, or they made it into a movie, actually. So I don't know when it's being released, but it should be coming out soon. If you haven't read this thread, I implore you to do so. Just Google Zola Twitter thread and it will probably pop up. And I'm telling you, you are in for a treat. It's too hard to believe, but I did some searching and they actually confirmed the story, and it is true. So, yeah, if you need a late night giggle or you're just looking for something to read real quick, please check it out. You'll be thoroughly entertained.
I don't even have Twitter. But,
you don't need it. You don't need it. Oh, you don't need it. Just Google it. It'll pop up and you can access it. You'll be able to do that.
Alrighty. Put search Twitter.
Yes.
Read.
Yes.
Right.
And then the last thing I have, this is a little stale, but it still needs to be said. So we have all been talking and hearing about this damn WAP song, right? With Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. It has been this, the subject of think pieces, and it's just been in the news for I would say like a couple weeks now. So apparently CeeLo Green decided that he wanted to jump in the mix and, have his opinion be put out there about what he feels about the song. And he got a lot of backlash, and rightfully so. He said, a lot of music today is very unfortunate and disappointing on a personal and moral level. And then he goes into later mention Cardi and Megan, and he threw Nicki Minaj into the conversation because why not, right? And he's basically saying that they should be doing better, and why do they have to exploit themselves this way, and it's wrong and it's shameful, right? But this is also a man, okay? Also a man who has been accused of rape. He was tweeting at one point, if someone is passed out, they're not even with you consciously. So with implies consent. He also has a song called Necromancer. Find the lyrics for yourself. And, yeah, he only calls out the women in the industry. So he doesn't talk about all these men that were, have songs like Slob on My Knob and all this stuff. Right? We're not talking about that because why would we? So, his misogynoir is blinding when it comes to this topic. And I'm just over it. Like, just shut up. Just shut up. Nobody asked for your opinion. Shut up. And I'm at this point, like, just take your T-Rex arm having, no neck, big body, small head ass, and sit down somewhere. Go do the voice, whatever it is that you do, and shut up, because nobody asked you. You giving
why
women...
would he even offer this? I don't even understand.
Because he thinks that we need it, like, because he feels as though... I don't even want to get into it, but you and I understand why he feels that he should be able to say these things. But, I mean, this is also a man that has a song called, excuse my language, fuck you. Like, come on. Like, people, just let it go, okay? Just let it go. I like the song, wop, wop, macaroni in the pot, and that's that.
Okay? And keep it moving. But if it was a man singing about this, which they do all the time, there's never been this amount of discourse.
No,
about it at all.
Slob on My Knob. How many people were out there walking down the street singing it? Like, come on.
Right. I mean,
hello. I'm over
standard. The double standard.
Double standard, and I'm over it. And if you don't like it, I don't care. Tough titties. Don't care.
Keep it moving.
Sit your ass down with T-Rex arms as well.
And I have a visual of that. That's what I was laughing about earlier, because I had a visual of what he looked like.
Yes.
When he comes out. All
right. We don't. I don't like to talk about people's bodies, but it is what it is. Okay. And on that note, we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll jump right into our tea time segment.
Oh my goodness. Jumping right into that tea time. And like we said earlier, the topic for today is love, heartbreak, and Auntie anthems. 10 albums every black woman should own. I said like albums. Sorry. Was a little excited to rush through the statement, y'all. So, according to Essence, to get a Black woman's attention, an artist better put their all into a song and sing about our struggles, our triumphs, our pain, and our immeasurable joy. Our selected albums represent the joy, the pain, the pleasure and progress that we feel as Black women in everything that we do, from our comings and our goings, and pretty much any woman. It's not just for Black women, but there are certain songs that really speak to us and our culture and where we are in life. And they're a source of healing for us, pride, and definitely empowerment. That they speak to any woman that you just start singing and everybody starts singing right along with us. So we came up with some criteria for us to make our decisions. We looked at the depth of the album, if it was just one song or just everything on the album was amazing. The relatability and the common experiences that spoke to Z and I in our respective areas of life. The lyrical content, because when you get hooked on a song and them words speak to you wherever you are in life, for joy, happy, sad, whatever, the lyrics usually take you over the edge. And is it still relevant to us today? And is it something that holds up well? Is it something that's been sampled by the new generation multiple times over?
Probably. Damn millennials.
And Gen come Zs. On, y'all. And, they sample everything. I be getting excited about to hear a song and then realize it's a remix.
But let's not do that, because Gen X, we be sampling too. Like the whole 90s.
You're right. That's true. You're right.
Our whole 90s soundtrack is probably a damn sample.
You're right. We just mad now, though, because the music nowadays is just a little different.
Damn whippersnappers.
Oh, for real. So, all right, what you got?
All right, these are in no particular order. So the first one out the gate for me, again, this isn't in an order of the best to the, but the miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Okay.
For sure. Yes, girl. She's on my list too.
Yes. Okay. So we both had that. Okay. That's one of the things. So I was 21 when this came out. And I remember me, one of our other friends, road tripping West Virginia, WVU, up and down the road.
2 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning getting on.
So a little piece of information about me and that. We've been friends, yes, for over 2 decades now. But we're also sorors. So
that part.
Yes, that part. So, we would be up and down the road, visiting frat, just having a good time. And this album in itself, when I listened back to it, and it brought back so many memories of that particular time in our lives.
Yes.
But also, I just look at the album in its entirety. This woman is a singer, a songwriter, a lyricist. She was 23 at the time. Yes, 23 at the time. I was 21. This bitch was 23. Yes. And I'm like, really? Were you in my journal? Like, was you reading my stuff?
Sure, you basically were peeking in my dorm room. We weren't in the dorms. We were in Center Block. Oh,
it don't even matter. We was living somewhere.
Yes.
And she was ahead of her time, right? She was talking about feminism, abortion. It was full of substance.
So many things.
And if you look at it, that time is like 1998. This is a time when we were flooded with, and no shade, Britney, Christina.
I like them too, though.
Yeah. That's why I said no shade. But if Jessica Simpson, if you look at these names, I'm saying you see and you envision them. Mm-hmm. I didn't see us. And then here comes Lauryn with her, she was natural before it was even a thing. Like,
she had heartache, she had joy, she had, oh my goodness, so many emotions on that CD.
And I don't know any woman who does not say that this album is or could if you ask, this album has to be on everybody's list. I mean, this woman, like, think about all the songs she had on there. I mean, X Factor.
Yeah, that one. That's like right here. Right here.
I mean, just she was saying it could all be so simple, but you rather make it hard. How many times have you had to have that conversation with an engine? How many?
Too many.
How many?
That was a rough year. That was like I was still in a relationship, and then was breakup, and then was makeup, and then whoo.
I think we all was singing that song in '98.
What?
I mean, she said, "Tell me who I have to be to get some reciprocity." Hello. Ooh. Some of y'all had to look up reciprocity in the damn dictionary.
Ain't that the damn truth? Knowing we was in college, you should know what the hell that word means.
I mean, hello. How many? I mean, I just think, like, if you just look at all of the songs, there's not a song that you'll skip.
No, it's a straight play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just, so you were going through a relationship, breakup, makeup?
I don't even know that time. I was same person throughout all the school. So, and at that point in time for me, I mean, and there's a vein that runs through this song list, but it was my first boyfriend, and we're West Indian. So that's like, you don't have a boyfriend until you're married. Like, it just there's no like dating or anything. And trying to do that away from school and going through the heartache and not knowing how to deal. Like, I think I dropped to a size 6, size 7 for myself. Yes, it was crazy. It's crazy.
Well, then you know that this album was your life at that time.
Right, it was. And although on the flip side, but doing Black Dance Workshop, what was that? You Lost One. We use that.
Oh yeah.
So I put that in one of our routines during the Indaba. Remember the Indaba?
Yes.
That was so much fun. Indaba.
College, I swear. I don't know what. No, I know what I was in. I was in an same kind of situation.
Was it an entanglement?
In and out relationship that I actually it traveled the span of basically my entire life, pretty much, right?
I think we all have one of those.
Yeah, and
that's a whole other episode.
Yeah, and I was actually ending that, and I was embarking on, kind of just being single and seeing what that was like, but kind of remembering all of the turmoil and heartache that I endured in that one particular relationship, and just felt like that was in that time, because of course you think that when you're 21 that this was my soul flame.
Of course. My life is over.
Yes, we're not
never
together.
Gonna be the same. God help us all. Oh, my God, please. I almost flunked out of school.
See, well, okay, see,
yeah, that's what my parents were like. Oh, is this what we're doing? Okay, we're going to transfer you. It's called the back of the house if we don't get it together.
But just any woman who's ever listened to this album can always relate to something on here, and tie it back into some point in life. I mean, you could even think about 43, so I'm pretty sure, looking back even in my 30s, I can look at this album and point to songs. I'm like, oh yeah, I was just going through that last week. So
exactly, it's definitely one that is timeless, wherever you are in your stage of life.
So what's on your list? Next on your list?
Ooh, okay, so the way I'm not even gonna go there. I'm gonna just go to Mary J. Blige.
Which one?
My life in the sunshine. What?
Oh, Mary is my auntie. Like, and Mary is the queen of auntie anthems. I mean,
man,
the queen of auntie anthems. And then here's the thing with My Life, right? It was her sophomore album. Like, What's the 411 was great, right? And I loved it. But My Life,
great party tunes.
That ascended. That just like that just blew my entire mind. I mean, I was 17 years old at the time that this came out.
Man, that was freshman year.
Yeah. And I'm listening to it now, like
Man.
I can see it still evokes the same kind of emotion. Like,
Mhm.
you know, if you look at albums, right, and you look at how many, because it doesn't happen nowadays. Like, albums don't spawn multiple singles, right?
No.
You may get one or two
Right.
with the music that's out today.
Unless you're Drake,
right?
Who featured on everything.
Exactly. But My Life spawned six singles, and we probably all sing them. It doesn't matter if you were, you're in your 40s, your 30s, some of y'all in your 20s. It's timeless. You will, if a Mary song comes on from My Life, you gonna sing it, right? Yes. You're gonna sing it.
She and had passion too, like you were, right. like you Mary,
like you Mary, like right. She had Be Happy. I'm going down.
Ooh, I'm going down. That was
girl.
I choreographed and choreographed something to that and cried at the same time. Just from back dance workshop, I was like, "We're gonna use this song, okay?"
Hey, I already did the last picture, but that shit is hilarious. Like, imagine you doing that. Oh shit! Ooh, sorry.
Ooh,
so You Bring Me Joy.
Yes.
I Love You, and of course, My Life. And I mean, that album, I think, is what solidified her as being the queen of hip hop soul. Yeah. And now I dub her the queen of Auntie anthems, right?
Definitely. I would hear.
Yes. And then last year, she performed at the BET Awards for the Lifetime Achievement Award. Mm-hmm. And now, she can't, she's a little dance challenged, but
she feels it.
She feels it.
I've seen her in concert multiple times, and she has put on some of the best shows.
Yeah.
Like her whole production.
Yeah. She gonna give you a good ditty bop.
She would.
She gonna give you a good ditty bop, a good Mary sway. She gonna give you that.
Yes, she is. That sway is everything.
But My Life, I'm telling you, like, to this day, I can listen to that and just be like, damn, like, she was going through it. And you listen to some of the lyrics and you
just like, damn.
I know how that feels. Like, bitch.
Spoke to your soul. Yes. She like took your soul out, sat it on the bed next to you in the dorm, had a conversation with it, put it back in, and said, "Listen."
But you know what's crazy? That whole album's about some damn KC.
Can you imagine his bird behind?
How dare you treat Mary like that?
Talk about Napoleon complex. Where his bird chest having behind.
Right.
What you got next?
Okay. I got Waiting to Exhale.
Girl, the whole damn soundtrack.
Girl. Woo.
If that soundtrack wasn't my life, I thought my life was over. I was never gonna love again.
Jesus.
Ever in life. I was gonna find somebody's car to burn it just so I could say.
Oh Jesus! You're about to be out there like Angela Bassett.
What? In the bathrobe and the night tea. I said, I'm gonna get me a robe
with your good with your good wig.
Yes, just like that.
Oh, good.
Kids come back and they're like, "What, mommy? What happened to the?" Don't worry about that. Just, when I was singing, like I had children at the time that I had that support.
Oh God. But again, that is what a good album does, right? It makes you either feel the emotions that you're feeling or feel emotions that just don't exist. But
at all. Just in your head.
Because when Mary said, "I was your lover and your secretary," I said, Lord, I was your lover and your secretary.
No, good or well. You ain't never been that man's secretary.
I was 18. Wasn't nobody's damn secretary.
Secretary.
Mary got, wait, can we pause? Mary got issues. I love her, but she got issues with pronunciation. Secretary, dancery, when it was dance soiree.
That's sweet. That's what she meant to say.
Ain't no damn dancery. That ain't even in a dictionary.
Dancery. She said dancery.
Yes. And I mean, some of you may be too young to remember Waiting to Exhale.
Man, I read the book.
Yes. Terry McMillan. I mean, she was the queen of...
Yes, I think we all like read her books over the summer or something.
Right.
Something.
She wrote The Black Woman Struggle. I mean, back then in the 90s, like you were reading all of her books, right?
All of them.
So, I mean, the soundtrack, all women, first of all. And let's talk about that. We don't... Let me tell you, growing up, when we grew up, was just an amazing, beautiful thing. Because we had soundtracks that we would go buy and be excited for.
And
a
listen
soundtrack.
To.
Right.
Yes.
To a movie.
Right. They don't even
Come on. They don't even do that anymore, really. Not really. I mean, I don't know the last time I bought a soundtrack. So
Love Jones.
Girl, you know how long ago that was? That's in the time frame I'm talking about, sis.
I know, that's what I'm telling you. That's the last time. Love Jones. I can't think of nothing else. Any other time frame, any other movie I would buy a soundtrack for.
Okay. Well, I would say that is also the Auntie Anthem soundtrack, because you got Whitney Houston on there.
Yes.
CeCe Winans, Shaka Khan, Aretha, or Aretha, whatever.
Aretha. Hurts Like Hell. That song, Hurts Like Hell.
How many times, literally, that you have a situation where you're like, damn, this shit hurts like hell. It hurts like hell.
Girl, just sitting stuck. Just your life.
You choreographing dance moves.
Yes, I'm choreographing dances in my dorm. Anything else goes wrong, I'm gonna just go choreograph. Like, that's just what I did. While I'm still crying in the studio. Because Shona let me go use the studio for a spell. Man, that soundtrack.
That soundtrack is awesome. And I mean, if you look at it, I'll say it doesn't hold up quite as well as maybe The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill in my life.
Mm-hmm.
But still, I mean,
it's a staple.
It's a staple. I mean, how can you not have that on your list? And I mean, you have powerhouses. Like, when are you going to have, well, you'll never have Whitney Houston.
No, Whitney.
On an album again. But you have Whitney and Aretha. Like, do you understand? Shaka Khan, do you understand how iconic this album is? Like,
Shaka Khan.
I mean,
it was an amazing. Well done.
Yes.
Well done. Well done.
I can't. I mean, the album, all of it, it just portrayed heartache and anger, friendship, right?
All
perseverance.
Mm-hmm.
So
Count on
definitely
Me song, which I thought was just
Count on Me is our friendship song.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Was this on your list?
What? Count on Me?
No, Waiting to Exhale. Was this?
Yes, girl. That's what I said. The whole damn soundtrack.
Okay.
That was my note to myself. Whole damn soundtrack.
Oh, that was a note to yourself. Oh, okay. That's 3. Okay, we got 3 albums, and we all the same. So
okay.
So then, what's next on your list, boo?
Who is Jill Scott?
Do I got that? Oh, bitch, I
do. Jilly from Philly. I would hope you do.
Yes. Oh yeah. Well, of course. Jilly from Philly.
Man, that album is just. I had just moved down. I was just moved to DC, and I think I was still like getting acclimated, going to the parties. They didn't have day parties then, but everything started around 5. So you still had like the patio parties and going to the waterfront, going to Zanzibar. It was lovely. Oof.
Those are good
Anyway,
times. Fun times.
they were good times. They were, I was trying to think, like, what did I have? That's when I started drinking like adult drinks. I was like 24.
Yeah,
So
because I
like,
was like 23. So yeah.
mhm,
Mm-hmm.
I started drinking whiskey.
Mm,
I
you
know, right?
fancy.
Life was
You
hard.
fancy.
Life was hard. I had
You
whiskey.
fancy. I
I
probably
had
still on. I was probably still on Kahlua and cream at that time.
Everett sour. I did still like the Everett sour though. And the whiskey.
I probably was still drinking Mad Dog 2020. I don't know.
What was the other one? Mad
You
Dog.
elevated to whiskey. But I mean, I understand. Like we were 23, so we were in the early stages of just like really trying to figure out what we were trying to do.
Right.
And then she drops this album, and it was just like, sis,
So,
really? Like,
it was
really?
just like a summer
It was.
album. Summer, just so much just chill, and then it was amazing.
This is definitely a patio club night.
Yeah.
You know, with your good friends, laughing, chilling. I read recently that she said that the album is sequenced like a movie. So it's a heavy album where there's like a main character. And she said that it required her to check in and out of these unbelievably intense emotions.
Oh,
and
wow.
if you listen to the album, right, it's some of the feelings you probably experience: jealousy, right?
Yes.
You know, love, just
honey molasses.
Yes.
No.
Just girl. I mean, it has you just like, seriously, if you hear this lyric and if you listen to He Loves Me,
yes,
she said those 2 scrambled eggs and what? Green.
That was dope. Didn't we see her? We saw her together when we went to go see New Edition.
Yes, we did see her.
And
she's just as awesome live as she is.
Yes.
She's probably one of the few artists that I've gone to see perform and actually sounds just the same or better than they do on the album.
Yeah, I've seen her like at the Summer Festival in DC. I used to go to that with her and Erica every year for a couple of years straight. And then we saw her here in DC. I think I saw her in Pittsburgh once, maybe when we were up there. But
she's an awesome performer.
Yeah, timeless.
And you know, I grew an even deeper appreciation for her when they did the versus battle between her and Erica. And I don't think that prior to that she got enough respect in the fact that her albums can hold their own against Erica, because people like to pit them against each other, unfortunately. And I think that showed people like, no, she got hits, and some of her hits are better than Erica's, some of them. So respect that. But I love Jilly from Philly. She's beautiful. Yeah. Like, she's a great actress. I mean, so she just, you know, she just is all around versatile. I love her.
She's a thick girl. She just all that, just the voluptuousness of women, and proud of her shape and her body and comfortable with it, and speaks to us, and because that's not something that's celebrated in the press at all.
No, and I feel like her albums really did celebrate us. It celebrated the way that we love, the way that we hurt, you know, the way that we
see our partners.
Yes. And you don't get to see that a lot. So kudos to you, Jill, because we both got that album on our top 10.
For sure.
Okay, so you just went, right? So now it's my turn. I'm going to hit you with this.
Okay.
Hardcore, Little Kim.
Oh, yeah, I didn't have none of that.
What?
I didn't have, you know, my life, girl, no. But I like listening to it, but I couldn't listen to the whole album. Because my head was in other places. Unless I was like upset.
So then I wonder where the hell my head was at, because I listened to the whole damn album. Okay. I listen to the whole damn album. If you don't have hardcore on your list, you have to. So I'm gonna put that on your list.
Okay, all right, fine.
Hardcore for me.
An honorable mention.
Yes, you put that in your honorable mentions, boo. Mm-hmm. Hardcore for me is the blueprint for raunchy rap.
Yes,
she walked so Cardi and Nicki could run. And let me break it down. If you're a Nicki Minaj fan, please understand this. She is a carbon copy of Lil' Kim, okay? If you don't believe me, go back on YouTube, look at the Crush on You video. Lil' Kim was the first one with the color wigs and the color minks, okay?
All that.
Like,
all sequence.
Come on now. How can you not? I mean, hardcore for me was just like, it was the first time, and I know a lot of people have and take issue with it. I understand that because some people, again, feel like, why does she have to be so overtly sexual? But that's her business, and she can do what she wants to do.
You don't have to buy it. You don't have to listen.
You don't have to listen to it.
Keep it moving, man.
Right. Like, it was released in 96. So we went from, it was a nice little transition. I mean, we probably went from Salt and Pepper.
I was in Barbados in 96.
Where was I in 96? Oh, we were in college. I mean, for me, it just made me understand that as a woman, you have the right to be as sexual as you want to be. You have the right to own it. And nobody should tell you that it's wrong or shameful. Exactly. And I think the fact that women talk that talk and tell people what they want and how they want it, I think some men are intimidated by that. Like, you say you want a lady in the street, but a freak in the bed, but you really don't. You really don't. You want, I don't know what you want.
You want something on a pedestal, but you still want the freak in the sheets, but then you want them out in the front, but not too out there in front, because if they're doing too much, then it may take away from you. So then this is not all men.
Not all men.
Or partners. I don't want to exclude. It could, whatever your partner may be. And if you have your women go, what do you call it? Women hear me roar. Who says that? You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So, and if you're out like that and proud and everything, some guys are okay with it. Or some partners are okay with that, and others just for whatever reason turn it around and use it against you.
Right. Which is unfortunate. But I mean, for me, this is the blueprint. Like, anything, and I'm not taking away from Megan or Cardi or, well, I'm taking away from Nicki, but because I'm not a fan of hers. I'm not taking away from those artists, but I'm just saying the fact that Lil' Kim did it is why they can do it now. Period. Exactly. And if you don't agree with that, that's your business. But I know that is the fact. Those are facts.
Exactly.
Hashtag facts. Facts.
Big fact.
Right. Okay, so what's next on your list?
I had Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston.
From back in the day.
I don't have that on my list.
Really? So it has so many other memories for me. It came out, in 87? I was 11. Dance with Somebody, or, and all those other big songs at the time. I think I was in elementary school, and it was like the biggest thing for us to make a whole little dance choreographing back then on the.
Girl, you like dancing, don't you?
Just a little bit. Yeah. Did a whole little routine. Taught all my little friends' little routine right next to the cornfield, because I'm at Alex.
You know what? I'm not even. Continue.
My hometown is rural. It's very rural. Our school's right next to the cornfield. Somebody was always lost at recess. Never fails. Anyway, I digress. So we didn't have nothing else to do. We didn't want to play kickball. We didn't play dodgeball or whatever. So we made up a whole little dance routine. So I want to dance with somebody, and just all of that was just like the best thing ever. And then just through the years, when she finally came out with other songs, and it's when I first fell in love with her and then started liking her other stuff. Mm-hmm. And then as I got older, then I'd be like, that's what she was singing about? She was another woman? Oh my gosh. Oh wow. Wow. Yeah. And it was a lot. It was a lot. And then understanding everything that she was talking about later and Heartbreak and and how it applied, like the fun bubblegum part, because she was deemed and marketed as pop, right. That's how Clive Davis was trying to push her. But if it has been able to go with me through life from the pop era of the innocence to the not so innocent, because now you're another woman and you singing about another man's wife, like that stuff is just kind of the whole spectrum of the whole spectrum of somebody's life and being in love and what happens and how emotions fall into it. And it was just wild. And yeah, it was great.
Well, that is a good album. I mean, and I'll say this, Whitney is my favorite artist of all time. Like, you cannot, like, nobody can touch Whitney for me at all. Like, just hands down, bar none. Taking outside of all those extra personal issues, you cannot deny that woman's voice.
Man,
you cannot deny it. I used to think I have a photo. I'm going to find it. And when I find it, I'll post it to social media where I want to dance to somebody's hair. You know, the little ponytail scrunchy with, and I made somebody do my hair like that, girl. I thought I was Whitney Houston. Okay. I thought I was Nippy Jr. You couldn't tell me nothing. So you know what? I kind of feel like bad that I neglected to have her on my list, but that's definitely a good album.
Okay, yeah. Whitney on yours.
Honorable mentions.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then let me hit you with this.
Okay.
Lemonade.
Oh, it's on mine.
Okay.
It's on mine.
Now let me get into this real quick because I was 39 and I actually was at your house when I saw, because I didn't even know. We didn't know. We were like, what the hell is Lemonade? What's coming on HP?
We had just come back from, did we order food? What were we doing?
I don't know, but we were at your house for some reason.
Yes.
It was April.
Yes.
2016. I remember that. And it was coming on HBO.
April 23rd.
Yes.
39.
We didn't know what it was. She hadn't released an album, so we had no idea what was coming. And I think about the second video, the third, we were like, what? Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce? Like,
wait, what?
What he do?
Man. And it all happened in real time.
Yes. And it literally, I feel like it was a story, right? It literally told the story of how you literally go through heartbreak, right? You're trying to figure out what's going on with this person. You figure it out. You get a little crazy. Then you got to remind him who you are. You get a little sad, a little melancholy.
Yes.
And then if it's something that you want to work out, you do work it out. And then there's redemption. Right. And, I feel like it was, and it's been said, it was a love letter to Black women. And it was I feel like a vulnerable expression for her, because up to this point, she wasn't doing this, but it was a vulnerable expression of the highs and lows and woes of relationships. Her relationship, and you could relate to it because you probably have experienced something in that album. It talks about motherhood. Yes. It talks about motherhood, being a Black woman in white spaces.
Yeah.
It was intimate. It was like, and I am saying a Black feminist album because, and we'll talk about this later, there is a difference. Feminism isn't for women of color all the time. So I felt like this was specific for us.
And the whole suffrage thing that just passed.
Right.
Now we were not a part of it.
Right.
Initially.
Exactly. And I feel like it brought the trauma of infidelity to the table for discussion. Nobody talks about the trauma that's associated with being cheated on. it's a lot of trauma that's associated with that. And
a lot.
And I felt like it was, especially for me at that time, I was going through a very tough time. I had just ended a very long relationship. I was at that particular point in time, I had been engaged. I had stopped being engaged. I was about a good, I don't even remember, probably about a good 10 months into the breakup. And I still wasn't fully healed. I was still having these back and forth conversations with this person. I found myself in situationships that weren't really serving me, that I was just kind of in just to be in.
Something to do.
Right. And, the relationship I was in had experienced some of the topics that she talked about in that song. And so I just related to it on a whole another level. And it was actually probably the first album people really realized that, oh, yeah, Beyonce's Black. It was a whole SNL skit. A whole SNL skit. Like, oh, she's Black. And I'll tell you, the standout song for me on Lemonade was Don't Hurt Yourself. And I'll say this, one of the main reasons too is because Jack White was playing the drums in that. And if you don't know Jack White from the White Stripes albums, Seven Nation Army, I used to run that song into the ground. It goes, dun, 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 dun. Oh, sorry, that was a little, but I love Jack White. And so that just elevated the song for me as well. So, yeah. So Lemonade. What about you with Lemonade?
Okay.
How did you feel about Lemonade?
It came at a time when whiskey and I became better friends. That sounds horrible. I'm just being real with y'all. I started understanding and looking at the different types and bourbons and whatnot.
From Lemonade?
Yes, from Lemonade. And it gave me mixed emotions. I was turning 40 that year. And I have been through a lot at this point. We had been in our house in a year. We were starting to plan our wedding for the following year. It was a lot of changes, a lot of big changes for me. Getting married, building a house, and planning a wedding, turning 40. And then designing the stuff for the wedding, and just like starting to think of all those things. And utilizing a skill set that I hadn't used in a couple of years. Work was different. It's when I started submitting presentations about Black women's healthcare delivery, cultural humility. I started getting accepted to do presentations and lecture at NIH, and making me think about how do I want to affect Black women in a different way. So the album had so many different ways, and there of course were emotional things in it that it reminded me of things in my past and current life, but it definitely, I think that album is in my CD player and my truck.
Wait, hold on, a CD player? You still rocking with CDs?
Yes, I do. Thank you. Thank you very much. Because my car is a 2016. It's a 2016. So it is apropos. So I either go between Mary, Lemonade, Jill Scott.
Then what's on your and then what's next?
Sade. It's the best.
Bitch, I got that on my list too. Okay.
Sade.
I mean, come on. Yes, I do. Like
before I can't even. Like, for me, I feel like when I'm listening to Sade, I'm like, I'm grown. Like, for real grown. I've got my grown woman on. I've lived life. I could sit on somebody's porch with a glass of wine, feeling grown because I have taxes and I'm adulting.
You know, I don't know. Sade makes me feel like I'm living in another country, just like somewhere, just
Another
living
French
these
Riviera.
yes, like
in Greece somewhere.
Right. Like, I don't know. Like, her voice is so melodic.
Yes.
I mean, it's weird that when you're sad or when you're feeling melancholy, you don't want to hear happy songs, right? You want to hear somebody else who's just as melancholy as you. And Sade is who you turn to because, I mean, even when she's singing about something happy, it still sounds so sad. It still sounds so sad. And my mom, so I was 17 when the best of Sade came out. My mom really put me on to Sade. And I mean, first of all, this woman doesn't age. She's still gorgeous. Ever. Like, just, she's just bad, right? Just
amazing.
I mean, if she's one of the few artists that I would actually pay hundreds of dollars to go see in a concert because she's going to give you everything. And her voice is just, and I mean, again,
you owe her nothing once you leave her concert.
Right. She never owes her albums. She never owes me anything. Like, I mean, I feel like her music teaches you that love is like the most powerful thing
ever
in the world. Right.
It can cure everything.
And it always I don't know, it transports you to a different time and place, right? I feel like her voice can communicate joy and it can communicate pain. There's a lot of raw emotion. Her music is pure. It pierces you. Yes.
Devotion. Her music is like listening to someone tell you how devoted they are to whoever they're with. And you really believe it. Like, you're like, for real.
Right. Like, if you go and listen to, I think one of my favorite songs is Love is Stronger Than Pride. And if you go listen to that and you listen to the lyrics, she tells you, I'm not going to pretend that I intend to stop living because you and I ain't together.
Hello.
But I'm also not going to pretend that I'm good at forgiving because I'm not. But I don't hate you. I try to though, but I just can't do it. I still really love you because love is stronger than pride. Like, that's some real shit. Like,
we all been through it.
We've all been through it. How many times you like, look, I don't know how to really forgive. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and be like, oh my God, my life is over. I'm going to stop living. I'm not going to do that either. But I'm going to let you know I still love you. Because love is stronger than pride. My pride, I'm not going to let that get in the way of loving you. I mean, come on.
Man. But that's such a woman's stance, though.
Yeah, it is.
Because a man sometimes, or a partner who takes pride in just not showing their emotion, it takes over their whole being and they just let certain things go.
Yeah.
Where I feel like, from the female perspective that Sade is given, we are willing to sacrifice that.
Yeah.
Maybe more frequently than others, per se.
Oof, girl.
Man.
That just took me back. I gotta sip on some tea for that. Hold on.
Right.
Got a little verklempt.
It just brings back so many other different memories. It's just crazy. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we both had that. So let's see. Next up on. All right. I'm going to hit you with this. Next on my list is 21 by Adele.
Ooh.
You don't have that, do you?
I don't, but that's an honorable mention for sure.
I mean, sis came out the gate just like, first, Adele had 19, right? And I think because she was going through these things at the age that she named her albums just made it even more just like meaningful for me. And 19 was awesome. But 21, yeah. Ooh, 21 just did something to me.
You just let it just play and you're like, damn.
Right. Like,
damn.
It was cross-cultural, right?
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
It didn't matter who you were. You can listen to it and it could resonate with you, right? Mm-hmm. She spoke to all women, all our pains, all our joys, all our emotions. For me, it was like, kind of like, Amy Winehouse kind of gave us that same feel. And then,
Ooh,
so kind of was like the void of Amy Winehouse.
Yeah, she felt good.
And, she had 2 standout songs for me. And these songs were standout songs to me because I know I have felt this way at some point in my life about some relationship. I could tell you the relationship I felt this way about. But like in Set Fire to the Rain, she said, this is what stood out, why it stood out for me. Because she's telling you, look, I gave you my heart. I let it fall to the ground. You picked it up. You kissed my lips and you saved me. I thought you saved me. But then there was a side of you that I never knew. I thought you was a good dude. But all the things you said to me, they weren't true. And all the games that you play with me, you always win. That is some real, you think about how many situations you've been in where that has been the theme. Come on now. Can I get an amen? Can we touch and agree up in here? Like, seriously.
Pass a plate. Pass a plate. Pass a plate.
And then she goes on to give you someone like you, where she's telling you, look, what about a lover? You with somebody else. I heard you found somebody else. You got married. You're in a situation. I guess she gave you what I couldn't give you. And, it's all right. I'm going to find somebody like you too. Okay? I'm going to find somebody like you. I'm going to fill the void in my life. I wish y'all could see Natalie right now. Yeah, you married that basic, and that's good. You happy? I'm good. You say she giving you what I couldn't give you, and that's all good too. It's all right. I'm gonna find somebody, and they're gonna be like you, but better.
The way she said it, though, people could listen to it in the way that she sang it and interpret it just like you said it.
True.
Okay. This is basic. Go with your bad self then. Okay.
Okay.
Right
that's
along.
How we do.
That's how we do.
Okay.
You're a loss.
Okay. So, yeah. So, I was 34 when that came out, So, again, going through probably something. I know I was. That's 2011. I probably was going through something. So, again, it just, it was pure. Woo! And it was like she was saying things that you like, damn, I felt that. I've been there. I understand that. You sing it to me.
Man, like you just got to pound the chest on that one, Adele.
Yes, you do.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adele. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, what you got next? What you got next?
So, Toni Braxton.
Which album?
Toni Braxton. You see like there's a theme here. There's a
Okay. Yeah, Whitney Houston, Toni Braxton. If you got Janet Jackson, Janet.
She was on here actually. She was with Whitney Houston.
Okay. See, I know you. Okay, so Toni Braxton. What stood out? Why is that on your list?
So many reasons. Just that was what, summer 93. I guess, right? So that was right before we all went to school. Before fall. When did we go to school? Fall 94?
Yeah.
So we were
wait, you're telling people all our business.
I'm sorry. But we were all at Pitt. No.
Hold up, you still telling people all our business?
No, wait. I'm misremembering. I'm like, wait. When was that? Anyway, it was released the summer before we started school, our freshman year.
Mm-hmm. Wherever we went.
Wherever we went, right. Sorry, my bad. And just thinking about, I had it with me. I brought it with me from when I moved to school because it came in. It was like one of my little possessions to take with me to my dorm. And then I could listen to it. And whatever I was going through at that time, Breathe Again. Whew, How Many Ways, and then 7 Whole Days. Like the whole.
Yes, I forgot about the. Hold up, I forgot about this album. Yes.
7 Whole Days. Now the word from you. 7 whole days. I'm just about through. I can't take it.
I had about enough of you.
You better go.
I'm ready to be on my own.
Thank you.
I forgot about that.
Yes, girl. Mm-hmm. There's so many other little songs.
That's a good album. Okay, I give you that. That's a good album. Because 7 Whole Days, yeah.
Because you just be like, 7 whole days.
That is an anthem. Oh, so you just not going to call? But
right.
7 whole damn days and 7 nights? Who you think you are?
Thank you. Love should have brought your ass home. Love should have brought your ass home.
Oh, that like in Boomerang.
Right, like in Boomerang.
Yes, okay. Yes, okay. Yes. I'm feeling that. I didn't, I have never been a huge Toni Braxton fan just because I don't ever understand what she's saying because she's so breathy when she sings. But that album, I give it to you. Okay. Yep, you got it. Yeah. You got that.
Young Love. Yes. Ooh, girl.
You got that. Okay. All right. Since you hit me with that, I'm going to hit you with this.
Yeah.
Kaleidoscope by Khalees.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yes.
That's a good empowerment one.
Yes.
That's a good empowerment one.
It came out in 99, like the end of 99. Mm-hmm. I was in law school. I was living in New York, just carefree. And here comes this carefree Black woman just letting me know that Black girls could be different. They could sound different. They could look different. Mm-hmm. The album was wild. It was weird. It was unlike anything I had ever heard of. Yes. Yes. She was the first person I ever heard screaming on the phone.
Oh, right.
Like, I was like, who is this woman? And why is she screaming? She hates him right now.
So much though.
And I loved it. I'd be screaming right with her. Like,
man. And that was such a release song.
It was a release song because you would be mad at your partner and you'd be like, oh my God, I hate you so much right now.
That's
talking through you through clenched teeth. I hate you.
Yes. You had to practice restraint with that song.
Yes. Mm-hmm. It was just something that like I said, at that particular point in time, never heard anything like that. And again, this is still the era of the Britneys and the Jessicas and the Christinas. So we're getting two different types of Black women at this time that don't look like what they try to push in your face as what a Black woman should look like. You have Lauryn Hill, which is 98, and then Khalees, 99, who were totally different than the Black women that you were used to seeing in that time span, right? Mm-hmm. Just refreshing. I mean, one of the songs that I really like on there was Get Along With You. And she's telling me, like, you took my heartbeat from me. You took my heartbeat. Like, can you imagine? You took my heartbeat from me.
I do. Been there, done that. Oh, God, yes.
That is the saddest story. And that is, when somebody takes your heart and they don't treat it right, that is so sad shit. That's sad. Yes.
Well played on the saddest story.
I mean, and then I Hate You So Much Right Now. She literally tells you this song is for all the women out there that have been lied to by their men. And I know you've all been lied to over and over again. This is for y'all. Yo, maybe you didn't break the way you should have broke, but I break. And I said, bitch, yes.
Wow. Thank you.
You're right. I've been lied to over and over again.
Over.
and you broke, and it's okay to break. It's okay. And it's okay to express those emotions. And it's okay to let somebody know, like, I'm not feeling you.
Yeah,
You're not good.
It is. It's okay. You don't need permission to let somebody know that they did you wrong.
No, you don't. So if you listen to this and somebody did you wrong, let them know, sis.
Yes, that's a good one. That's an anthem right there sometimes.
Sure is.
Depending on where you are in your life, yes.
Yes. Okay. So what's your next one? I think this might be the last one.
Second to last.
Okay.
Yeah, because we had quite a few.
Depending if you and I are on the same. So
right. I had Michelle and Cello. Bitter. Ooh, we still sound bitter as hell, don't I, with this whole song? Damn, Nat.
Okay, I like Michelle and Cello. It took me a long time to learn how to say her name, but
right.
I love her. She's
That I was going through a lot that year.
When did that come out?
August 24th, 1999.
Okay, yeah.
But they had started releasing songs before the album actually came out.
Okay.
So there's just, oh my goodness. There's a song, I'm listening to the lyrics right now, and I cannot remember the name, but Fool of Me.
Oh, that was in Love and Basketball, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That song, yeah, that.
That what?
You gonna make a fool of me? Is that what we doing?
Oh, really? Okay. Man, but then being vulnerable enough to talk yourself through it.
Mm-hmm.
And then
that.
But I thought it was like this, but it wasn't. But you got to pick yourself up and keep it moving. So I would say that, yeah.
That's powerful, because I think that's the one thing women just don't make a fool of me, okay?
Right.
Just if you're gonna do something, just be honest. Don't make a fool of me. Don't make me look stupid.
Don't make me look stupid.
Don't have me out here looking stupid in these streets. Don't do it. Don't do it.
And that's why that's why there's shows. That's why ID has a whole channel. A whole network.
You know what? You sure right.
Why do you think there's Lifetime? Why do you think there's Lifetime? Lifetime has Lifetime Movie Channel too, as well. Lifetime got multiple channels up in this week. So, clearly.
That is true. That is true. Don't be making no fool out of me.
Thank you. That's why we have that issue.
All right. Okay. Well, then this is the last one. Yes. And then I have two honorable mentions. Mm-hmm. So I have Mama's Gun, Erykah Badu.
Yes. Mm-hmm. It's an honorable mention for me.
Oh, okay. Well, this was, again, I believe this was her sophomore year. It was her sophomore album. And not to say that her first album wasn't a classic, because it is. But Mama's Gun just hit me a lot differently. And again, it could have been what I was going through at the time. I was 23. I was still in law school. I was entering into a new relationship that, this was just a different time for me. Let's just say that. Mm-hmm. I think she evoked the epitome of neo soul with this particular album. Yeah. I particularly think it's better than her first album, and that's rare. Like, it's hard to have a sophomore album that matches the success of your first album. And I feel like this did and exceeded it. To me, it's like the album is like patchouli and summer nights and clove cigarettes and Heartbreak.
I feel you on the clothes. Yeah, I feel you.
Yes.
Definitely on the clothes.
Heartbreak and self-reflection all just rolled up into one. Mm-hmm. And I revisited this album recently after the whole Jaguar Wright thing. Mm-hmm. And I started listening to some of the songs again. I was like, damn, I remember how I felt. So there's this one song on there, Green Eyes, that talks about jealousy and insecurity and the denial of a failing relationship, right? Mm-hmm. Like, we've all denied that there's a relationship that we're in that is failing. We've been there. So,
yes.
And we've been insecure, right? I mean, I can think a lot of women have been insecure in some of the relationships that they've been in at one time or another, right?
Oh, definitely.
And she's saying, my mind says move on, but my heart lags behind. Like, my heart is telling me that my mind is saying go, but my heart is saying stay. Like, how many times, there's some of y'all listening right now where you're like, my mind said I got to go. Yes. My heart is just holding on, and and then Booty, it is real. And then Booty, I revisited that and I was like, yes. Let me tell you, Erica is, she's top 5 lyricist for me with this song. I mean, this woman, I had listened to this song like 5 times in a row, and I'm like, damn, Erica is like a certified lyricist. She said, I'm talking about these SoundCloud rappers and these little Xan X and little Hootie Hoo and whoever all these people are.
Hootie Hoos, exactly.
Erica could wrap circles around here. Them. She said, you got a PhD, magna cum laude, but I'm going to say this word, nigga love me with a GED. I don't want him. What? What? Talk your shit, Erica. Talk your shit. Then she followed it up and was like, she said, you got a 9 to 5 and then a 6 to 10. But your nigga told me not to work again. I don't want him. Talk your shit, Erica. Talk your shit. You tell her. You tell that bitch. I don't want him. Okay?
Thank you.
He got you out here with an hour break.
What? A whole hour.
I barely got a GD. You out here getting all these degrees.
Man. Woo.
Talk your shit, Erica. That's right. Tell her. Let her know. Let her know. And I'm not saying no shade. If this song was about Jaguar Wright, there ain't no shade. I'm just telling you, in my life, in my experience, I don't want him, sis.
Have that. Have that. Please. Please and thank you. Here you go.
Yes.
Just, I'm going to serve it to you right quick.
Right. So I'm going to run to my 2 honorable mentions, and then you can have your 2 honorable mentions. So my 2 honorable mentions, really quick. I have A Seat at the Table by Solange. Mm-hmm. I feel like that was another letter to Black women everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I feel like she really did put the Black experience and the Black culture in the spotlight, because it touched on rage and race and love. It talks about empowerment. I think common experiences for Black women.
Right.
And then Anybody Want to Buy a Heart by K. Michelle. Even though she has her issues, that album, first of all, let's just get into the fact that this whole album was about Idris Elba. Okay? Let's just address that fact. I mean, hello.
Over here.
Who wouldn't want to make an album?
Can we talk
about Idris Elba?
Hashtag that part. Hashtag that part, Idris Elba.
Let's talk about that. And then you listen to the stuff that she went through. I mean, this woman got her heart broke by this man, okay? Ooh. And it was like, damn, this is what it feels like to get your feelings hurt by Idris? Damn. And some of us was sick, was like, you know what? I wouldn't mind that. I really wouldn't mind
that. Okay, I'm good with that. Yeah. I think I can work through that.
I feel like she put her heart on her sleeve because, again, like, you're telling us what you went through, and it's a person that we all can identify. And probably a lot of women have lusted after at some point or another, or still do.
Right.
And I feel like it really displayed like the emotional debt she collected throughout all of her relationships, and how that debt actually came and kind of just to the forefront of this one with him. So, so yeah. So those are my 2 honorable mentions.
All right. Good stuff. Maxwell, Urban Hang Suite.
Okay. we didn't have no fellas on there. I ain't mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Okay, Maxwell.
Yes. So many cops knocking whenever, wherever, whatever. And this was to counter the Heartbreak albums that seemingly were on the list, because that's some representation of some good times.
Yeah.
As well as the Love Jones soundtrack. From the spoken word to the songs.
Brother to the night.
What? The blues in my left side.
Trying to become the funk in your right. Is that all right? Oh, that's all right, baby. That's all right.
With the snaps. Woo, that.
Oh, Jesus. I forgot about Love Jones.
Yes, and then it just I loved it in such a way with the movie itself and where it put Black love, because we always see us in turmoil. And the songs on the list were a lot about turmoil. Not always. It was the highs and the lows, but to see it you hear about the highs and lows more often than you see it on screen. And to be able to see it manifest the highs and lows, it was nice. And then to see it end the way it did. Yeah. I loved it. I think that's still one of my top movies of all time.
That is my favorite.
And then the soundtrack was just hopeless. Just what? Just so many. And then when Darius is trying to sneak upstairs and just, you know what I mean? And nervousness, and it shows like the excitement of dating, and then the good times, the bad times, is when the suspicion starts, and then when y'all able to come full circle, and then admit and be humble enough to get to that next level. I think it's beautiful.
That is, you know what? Yeah, that I will say that is definitely an honorable mention for me, because I forgot that is my favorite movie, and that soundtrack again. It's hard though. It's hard to pick. Yeah. I mean, it's difficult, but I feel like we did a good job. I feel like this is a great representation. Wait, let me tell you who I'm surprised. I thought you was going to have Janet, and Janet.
No. Janet is for dancing. Janet has a dancing.
But you talked about dancing this whole time. You had a dance routine.
Like choreographing, like the emotions that are evoking. Like I remember I could see where I am choreographing wise doing Janet.
Okay.
And then it's in its own like box. Okay. Kind of like when I was dancing in the pageant. You know what I'm talking about.
I do. And I'm going to leave that alone because it's going to make me laugh at something else, and I'm not trying to be shady. So let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on.
I'm just saying. They just inspired me. So yeah, Janet is for choreography, and everybody else was emotion.
Okay.
Janet made me feel like I could, because I knew I was going to go to the School of the Arts and become a backup dancer. That was my goal. If y'all didn't know that, right?
What? Huh?
Oh, I was going to be a backup dancer for Janet. Y'all did not know.
Who? You know what just came into my mind? The episode of Martin where Gina and Pam were fighting to be Biggie's backup singers. That's what I picture you doing.
But I'm actually dancing in choreography. Then when I saw J-Lo, I was like, oh, well, I'm going to be a fly girl, and then I'm going to be Janet Jackson dancer. I just knew it. Then
the things we learn about our friends later in life.
Y'all couldn't tell me nothing. And then my mom was like, we did not send you to school to become Janet Jackson's backup dancer.
Oh, God.
Yes. So I think we had a good list. I think covered. So too. I think we covered everything in a pretty good variety of everything. So
I think so too.
With that being said, we're going to take a quick break and come back with our last of the day.
So we're at that segment that I like to call Last Sip of Tea with your Hood Dalai Lama, and I am your Hood Dalai Lama. So the quote that I leave you with today is, music gives a soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and life to everything. And that's attributed to Plato. And sometimes we use music as an escape, a way to distract ourselves from stressful situations, places, and people. Music can be described as a language of emotion. It can represent joy, loss, healing, pleasure, and pain. We can be reborn, uplifted, encouraged, and strengthened by music. Music makes us feel, makes us nostalgic for times long past, or grateful for situations long gone. So the next time you listen to one of your top 10 albums, let the music envelop you, let it ease your pain, let it make you feel alive. And that's it for me, your Hood Dalai Lama.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this week on Sippin' Tea with Nat Z. You can follow us on Instagram at Sippin' Tea, Nat Z _pod for upcoming podcasts, topics, guests, and news. Thanks for listening. See you next week. Our next episode will be The Gravity of Grief. Enjoy your week, and in the words of songstress Shannon, let the music play. Go ahead, Reef. You gonna sing it.
You don't get away. Bye, y'all.
Thank you.